Staying static, right? While I'm going live.
Alright, a very good morning to those who are joining in. We've got game number 2 coming up. This is Swartkop Kempton Park under 15 boys versus Swartkop boys under 15. It's going to be a good one. Thoughts, please.
Ja, hartlik goeiemôre. My naam is John. Ek is so 'n bietjie genooi om saam die span die wedstryd uit te saai. Die onder 15s is nou volgende aan die beurt. Dis die tuiskool Kempton Park teen die besoeker Swartkop. En die vorige wedstryd wat Swartkop so 'n bietjie die oorhand gekry het, 'n goeie wedstryd gewees, lekker taai en ons verwag niks minder van die onder 15s nie. Timba, you seem to be a rugby man, or?
Yeah, well, you know, all sports, I focus on all sports. Athletics is one of my strengths, but it's always good to come out. We've been at a lot of these games, seeing these youngsters under 14s and 15s. It's always exciting because this is the raw talent. They don't fully understand the game, but some of them do. But it's always good to see that raw talent and to see how they go about learning this beautiful sport and developing. You know, one day we'll see them playing for the Boks. What do you think?
Yeah, hopefully begins actually, and the primary schools. But when the boys reach this stage, they've got full gear, starting to play in rugby boots and put on the shoulder pads, and that's when the rugby starts. And hopefully, yes, from these two schools, we've had some in the past. We've had great wins in the past. Swartkop competing with some big schools in the Pretoria region, and then Kempton Park as well, also in the past, coming out as winners, league winners, Deel Trofee. They seem to have the ammo. Taking the field now is the host school under 15s of Kempton Park, followed closely by Swartkop.
This is probably one of my favorite parts. I like seeing the guys come out. You know, the culture starting at a young age, and then this goes all the way until you're playing for the first team. You know, so it's good to see the tradition of the sport continuing. But yeah, we'll never like the game here. Let's see how it goes. Boys under 15, Sians under 15. Game number 2 for the day. So the under 14s a very tight one. Will this one be tight, or are you expecting a bit more tries?
Well, you know, the frustration amongst the boys is that we've gone through a tough time in the past 2 years. The whole world has, and the only rugby that we can enjoy is what we see on TV amongst the international teams. This afternoon, of course, the Boks again on against the Pumas, and we're so hungry for rugby, and the boys are so posed to and ready to have a big game. It's hard to say. Judging by the previous game, the under-14s, well structured, some good moments. It's hard to say what we can wait for here. Hopefully, of course, my team wins, but we'll have to wait and see. It's Mr. Heinrich de Klerk now starting the match for us, and we're on our way.
That's the beginning.
Swartkop starting with a kickoff down the middle of the field. There seems to have been an early tackle on the skipper of Kempton, JP Barnard, getting up a little bit more difficult there. First penalty. Ryan Smith going to try and get Kempton downfield. And lovely take by the Swartkop man on the side there, but just putting a foot in touch.
So the action is underway. School, Kempton Park. Boys under 15 versus Swartkop, boys under 15. So let's see. I'm looking forward to seeing some high try games, maybe some tries. I see a bit of flair. It is a bit of a cold day, so everybody's a bit conservative at the moment, but these guys they look ready. It looks like it's going to be a free-flowing game, which is what I'm looking forward to see.
Kempton exploring the options early in the match. Lovely ball going all the way through the hands, but unfortunately at the end just not being able to hold on to the ball. We've got a line out on the opposite side of the field on Swartkop's 10 with Swartkop to feed. Ball from the line out. Swartkop not mastering the possession there, but now also Kempton not making use of the opportunity, and the referee calls them back to that first knock on. No advantage for Kempton. And we're going to reset. We're going to have our first scrum on the 10 meter of Swartkop. Kempton ball to feed. This will be an indication of what we can expect throughout the game. The Kempton boys are slightly bigger than the Swartkop boys, and the structures there are all in place, and we hope to see some strong scrumming from Kempton's side. But just the boys losing their binding there, and a reset.
Yeah, like you said, the Kempis boys are looking much bigger and stronger, but we'll see if they've got more power. Swartkop boys, we'll see as the scrumming goes on, and as the game goes on, as they start to get tired as well. It'll be interesting to see if they'll be able to maintain the intensity. Like you said, there hasn't been much rugby in a while, so we want to see high level rugby, but is it being realistic at this point where the boys have been training recently, open to the sport? I mean, it's beautiful to see that rugby is back, at school level especially.
Now, Timba, again, the disruption came with the world pandemic. The Department of Education also not very decisive on what can happen, what may happen. And when the final word came that we're going to try to squeeze in 3 more, or at least 3 games before this season is all done and dusted, the boys had a week to prepare. So it's extremely frustrating at the moment. The rugby that we can dish up is based on a week or two's training. So we're hoping for the best today. At least we can see now that Kempton has won that scrum quite convincingly. They've got a possession now, set up another phase. Now they are playing actually a bit backwards. They're not reaching the gain line. Now it's Ari Leroux with a strong run, making some meters. He's crossed the advantage line now after that phase, but unfortunately at the back there's handling error, but Swartkop already offside at the breakdown, not keeping to their last feet, and an opportunity for Kempis now to exploit that far touch line. Brilliant by Ryan Smith, bringing play to about 10 meters from the Swartkop goal line, and Kempis now hoping to set up a line out. This is one of the areas that we have been concentrating on throughout the week in preparation for this match. We're going to have a four-man line out, but that's not my instruction, guys. We've got 5 guys in the line now, I see. A little bit of indecisiveness now. The front rower Franco Pinar, who seems to be a bit uncomfortable, is going to just come off for the moment.
Looks like they're back to 5 in the line-out.
Now we see Stoffberg joining play. He's going to take Franco's place. And play resumes. And the overthrow, Swartkop now with a relieving kick, exiting on the 10 meter of Kempton, and wonderful opportunity there by Kempton, not utilized, and Swartkop punishing them, bringing play back into the Kempis half. This time a short line out by Swartkop. Sorry, Kempis. The 4-man line out that we've been practicing throughout the week.
Bit of a handling error there.
Yeah, possession not going to hand. Play is brought into the 22 of Kempis, but to their salvage, a penalty for hands in the ruck. Discipline not with the Swartkop's team right now, but this is what we can expect them. The boys are rusty, haven't played rugby for quite a few months now, and all having to come back into the mix and try to get things together again and produce some basic rugby. I think the message today for the teams are that let's keep it to basic rugby, let's do the basics, let's try to let the ball fly through the hands. Beautiful line out, won by Kempis.
It's a good kick.
And a relieving kick by Kempis to bring play 5 meters inside the Kempton half, with Swartkop to feed the line out.
Yeah, as you said, it's important. I mean, if you look at the role that rugby plays or school sport plays in each and every school, it's so important that the kids are out there, competing at a high level. This is a build-up for them towards being matrix, and then eventually being scouted out at bigger opportunities outside of school, unions and so on as well. So, there's no way. The quicker we get back to normal, the quicker the boys can get back to doing what they love most and showcasing their talent.
Ja, indeed. Swartkop het nou daai lyn staan baie goed benut het. Hulle het hulle volgende fase opgesit. Hulle vorder meter vir meter. Ons is nou net kort van die Kempis 10, maar die bal wat nou uitkom aan Kempis se kant, hulle het daai loskram gewen. Ryan Smith wat voer na Won Forshee met 'n skop na die oorkant toe en baie goed uit die lug uitgevat deur Josh Meyer wat van die heel agterposisie self ingekom het, en nou Ryan Meyer wat weer die sogenaamde boxkick wat uitstekend deur Kwaga Terketi in die kwartgebied van Swartkop gevat is, en nou is dit optel en pragtige 3 deur Arie Leroux. Hy het die Swartkop manne onkant betrap, vas aan die slaap gekry, bal opgepik en teen die kantlyn af om oor te duik vir die eerste punte op die bord, 5-0 nou vir Kempies. En ek moet sê, baie goeie individuele spel daar deur Arrie. Arrie is 'n eyster, Arrie Leroux is ons 8ste man, en wat die inisiatief daar gesien het, opgepik agter die loskram en mooi omgehardloop en agter die doellyn gaan kuier. Ryan Smith wat nou gaan aanlê pale toe om te kyk of ons dit 7-0 kan maak.
That was a good build-up. The boys handled the ball well. The kicks were on point, put the right pressure on them. And before they knew it, they had the try line, and it was try time.
Yes, that was very impressive. We always criticize kicking possession away, but this time it worked very well. Ryan Smith with his box kick from behind the loose, and Kwacha following up beautifully to collect that high ball in the 22 of Swartkop, and that resulted in the try. The conversion not successful, 5-0, and you called it, Temba. It's going to be a close game by the looks of things.
Yeah, I think the guys are still feeling out each other. The free running is still something that the coaches will be conservative about, especially in the first half. You want to first let the boys get into it. You don't want to get too tired. Like you said, there hasn't been much time to prepare for these games. But I mean, from what I saw in that play over there, it was very good handling, and we got our first try, and the scores have begun ticking.
Yes, indeed. I think the message is that we keep it to the basics, but some very good initiative there. Now it's fly off on Kempie's side, Vaughan for sheer winning the gain line, and again the infringement on the ground. Vaughan just holding on too long onto that ball, and the Swartkop attack trying to rip it from him, holding on the ground, and Swartkop will now try to get their scoreboard ticking. Penalty just outside the 22 of Kempies.
So they immediately want to get some scores on the scoreboard, some points on the scoreboard.
Swartkop fly off. Shiloh Prince now aiming for their first 3-pointer.
Just outside the 22. And it's a successful kick.
What a kick. Looks like the boy's got his kicking shoes on today. Nice and high through the posts, dissecting the uprights. It's 5-3 in the favour of Kempton Park, and 15 minutes gone. 10 minutes to play until we break, and pretty even right now.
So Kempis will get the kick to get the play underway again.
Here's the good old Woerwoer kick by Vaughan Fouché. Quickly picked up by Swartkop, and they advance to just inside their own half. Bringing it down the line now, and now a knock on at the back, a handling error. Brings play to the 10 meter of Swartkop, with a scrum by Kempton to come. Now in the front row is the man looking in the middle is Dion Mulligan. He's my little varkhond. As soon as this guy gets half a gap, he's going to wreak havoc. He's in the middle there on his right. On tight head now is Stoffie Stoffberg. And still with our starting lineup on number 1 is Aiden Nepgen. Aiden is a sinew of a boy. 'n seëning wat krag kry. Ek is nie seker van waar nie, maar hy speel nog altyd in die voorry en is 'n skraalseun. Al wat nou mooi uit agterkom, maar die hantering is nie daar nie, en bal wat deurrol tot op die ander kant. En Swartkop wat nou weer op die grond fout maak. Tackler wat nie die baldraer los op die grond nie, wat nie wegrol nie, en Ryan Smith kom weer na die oorkant toe met nog 'n goeie skop wat spel bring, 15 meter van Kempton se doellyn af, met die ingooi in die lyn staan om te kom. Wat ek wou sê by daai vorige skram is Aiden met 'n lekker lenige seun is wat sak op loskop. En dan op die flanke het ons vir Johan Skreder en Declan Nel. Declan wat nou die bal probeer terugklap het na agter, maar hy's weer oorgegooi en Swartkop wat net buite die 22 besit het. Nou is dit 'n losgemaal en Kempton wat baie goed doen, daai bal weggerip. En ons kom klein kantjie om. Geset net buite die 22 van Swartkop wat opgesit word. Ryan Smith wat agteruit kom. Kwagga Terketti wat nou goeie meters maak tot binne die 22 van Swartkop. Dis die derde fase wat ons nou opsit nadat ons besit gewen het.
Kempis just keeping the pressure on Swartkop. So it's just a matter of keeping the ball and not giving it away.
Well, there's the commentator's devil now. The mistake had to come on the floor. I think at this moment Kempton ravaging at the opportunity to make use of the loose ball, and just there on the ground they were playing it with the hands. Supposed to be a ruck, must come out by means of hooking the ball out with the feet, and unfortunately caught there playing with the hands in the ruck. And a relieving kick from Swartkops to bring play virtually on the half line with their line out to feed.
It's a good line out from Swartkop, and they've got the ball in their position at the moment.
Die haker van Swartkop, Michael Lindekie, wat ook nie die merk kry nie. Die wind die waai hier in die Kempie se stadion, kan ek sê, op die blok, soos wat die Kempies dit tradisioneel noem. Goeie hande nou agter die Swartkops, bal wat net nie na die hande toe gaan nie. En dit lyk asof die wind vandag 'n groot rol in hierdie wedstryd gaan speel. Die lynstane wat nie gaan soos wat dit moet nie. Die hakers wat nie hulle springers vind nie. Ryan Smith wat nou weer met 'n baie goeie hoë skop wat net buite die 22 van Swartkops in die hande van Swartkop land. Hulle skarrel om te vorder tot op die 10. En Swartkop wat nou te bokskiek oor die koppe van Kempies wat spel bring tot so 7 meter buite die 22 van Kempton Park.
Still very tight here, 17 minutes into the game, and at this point Kempis with slightly more possession, using the ball better, but at the vital places where they should keep on the pressure, it's just mistakes, or let's call it silly mistakes, that are just giving the possession back to the hands of Swartkop. But at the moment it's very tight. It can be anybody's game, just 2 points separating the two teams. So as we continue into this half, we'll see which team will be sharper. I think that's going to be the most important thing. Who's going to remain sharper now throughout not only the first half but the second half as well, because a game can be just separated in a very short spell by a few tries, and all of a sudden you've got the team in a big advantage or big disadvantage.
Yes, for sure. What seems to extinguish between the two teams right now is who can handle the ball better. Yep. None of the lineouts are going to hand. I'm thinking the wind is playing a role, but I think also the jitters. And we've got about 6 minutes to go until we break for half time, and still no significant handling of the ball. It just doesn't go to hand.
As a coach at this point, are you happy with the way it's going, or do you say let's just keep it as it is?
Then by any coach that's leading the scoreboard will say he's happy with as things stand. But no, I don't think any of the coaches can be very happy right now. Firstly, the handling, the ball doesn't go to hand, so the advances that they are making come from penalties or just box kicks that seem to win territory for them. And of course we all know that you cannot just win a game on territory, you need to have possession. Beautiful possession now by Swartkop, coming out their line, sending it down the line. The centre, PJ Elof, being trapped with the ball now. They've barely reached the gain line. Now an enterprising run by their 8th man, Tinus Oosthuizen, setting up another phase just inside Kempton's half. Now they are gaining. They've crossed the gain line. It's a 4th phase now. It's coming down the line on the far side. Now in possession is their left wing, Adrian Janssen van Vieren. It's a maul. Now they go down to ground. They set up another phase. Out it comes. And a very good cross kick. And luckily, after a few bounces, Kempton can manage to control it and dot it down for a 22 dropout.
It was a very good play. I mean, the way they built that ball up, they used it well. They were kicking it. Was very smart. I mean, a very smart kick. That kick could have went almost anywhere, and almost in the hands of the men from Swartkop for what would have been their first try for the game.
Yes, and the man on number 9 for Swartkop, Luan Groenewald, combines well with Shiloh Prince. Shiloh Prince, the fly-off who kicked that one for the corner. Ball just didn't go to hand, and Swartkop squandering that opportunity. Now a silly mistake in the midfield by Swartkop, knock on and a player in front of the infringement. Ryan Smith just considering his options there. Again comes for the far side of the field, doesn't find touch, and the winger Adrian Janssen van Rensburg of Swartkop collecting it. They're setting up another phase now. Now the scrum of Luan Groenewald with an enterprising box kick. Puts it deep into the 22. Josh Meyer of Kempton collecting it at the back. But he's running into trouble. 2 Swartkop defenders on top of him. Can Kempton salvage this?
Looks like they will. And there's
now
another
Ryan
kick.
Smith with a relieving kick from the base of the loose scrum. Kempton still not out of jail here. Swartkop is 5 meters outside the 22 of Kempton, and they haven't used their possession well. The second phase turned into a maul, and the maul collapsing. It's an unsuccessful maul, which means it's a turnover, and therefore Kempton gets the putting in the scrum.
Ryan Smith has been kicking well, especially with his relief kicks. Also with the territory kicks, where he's been putting Swartkop under pressure.
Yes, Ryan is an immensely talented young man. He's an athlete, and everything counts in his favor. He's got ball sense, and he's actually playing out of position, if you ask me. He's the little general that you're looking for in your team. He should be on fly half, but his skills and his ability to make decisions, especially from behind the scrum, is what the team needs. And right now he seems to be dictating play a bit for us, kicking the box kicks accurately. We've seen the first try coming from that box kick, and he's doing very well on scrum half at the moment. I would like to see Vaughan on fly half popping into a player that can also make decisions. Vaughan is a runner, he's not a kicker. So the combination between 9 and 10 at Kempton, we seem to have running smoothly for us. And yeah, Themba, we're working on these two guys to pivot our game plan around them. As you rightfully said, Ryan is using those box kicks to our advantage at the moment. Hopefully in the second half we can see them utilize the wind and keep Kempton in in the half of Swartkop. Now a bit of a dab ahead. Preston Smith in the midfield collecting that one. Now it's out to the side. Loose ball now. Kempton squandering that possession there. Playing backwards now. We've managed to reach the half line, but we've fallen back now. Josh Meyer in the scrum half position. Now just over half line. Mr. Heinrich de Klerk decides that there's not enough advantage for Kempton, and his assistant referee has now joined him on the field to just have a word with him. Maybe there was a bit of foul play. Mr. de Klerk has moved to past the 10-meter line of Swartkop. It seems that somebody did something wrong now. A lot of deliberation.
Wonder what call the referee will give. So one of the gentlemen from Swartkop.
Skipper Tinus Oosthuizen is also there, Swartkop's 8th man. The referee having a word with the Swartkop players. We've now moved to about 10 meters outside the 22 of Swartkop. There's the penalty, and the infringement was players going to ground. It seems that Swartkop is diving onto the players that are already on the ground. That of course is a serious infringement. Serious in the sense that of course you can injure players that are on the ground, and that's why there is such a rule. You need to stay on your feet at the breakdown. If you go off your feet, you're out of the game, and if you're falling onto players, you are infringing. Swartkop's not having their discipline up to scratch, and now beautiful ball taken in the line out at the number 2 position. Declan Nell, who collected that ball in the air, but now Kempton driven back a bit, and again Swartkop's going off their feet. The referee playing advantage with 10 meters, 15 meters away from the Swartkop try line. It's pick and drive stuff now from behind the loose. Kempton holding on to their possession. The defense is good, but the referee says no, they're not going too quickly, or not quick enough. No advantage, and now we've advanced to about a meter away from the Swartkop try line. It's Kempton that seems, and some obstruction now. Now there's a penalty to Swartkop. Over eagerness on the side of Kempton, having picked up that from behind the ruck and just driving into a teammate.
That is a waste of an opportunity.
That's away. Oh, I just thought that that quick penalty was taken in the wrong place, and the referee is avoiding a scrum. But now he's giving Swartkop's a second opportunity. Shiloh Prince that can have another bite at the cherry. Taps, puts it into touch, and we take a break for half time.
Stage.
Ons is terug vir die tweede helfte. Die onder 15s van Swartkop, die besoekende span wat hier by Kempton Park die stryd aansê en die skeieregter by die tweede helfte nou begin. Nou speel Kempton saam met die wind. En 'n paar plaasvervangers wat ook nou op die veld is vir Kempton. Die Swartkop ouers moet my vergewe. Ek gaan op die spanlys af en as ek 'n nommer sien, sal ek hom op die naam roep. Telling is 5-3 in die guns van Kempton Park. Net daai 1-3 sover in die wedstryd en vroeg in die tweede helfte nou Swartkop wat 'n strafskop wen 10 meter binnekant hulle eie halfgebied en die Shiloh Prince wat weer gaan aanlê om spel so naas moontlik in Kempton se halfgebied te kry. Man met 'n lekker skopvoet in hom, maar hy gaan vandag sukkel teen die wind soos ons kan sien met daai skop. Skop wat hom so 20 meter veld opgewen het. Ook van die middelveld se kant af so op die angle soos wat hulle in Engels sê, bring spel net binne die 10 van Kempton en Swartkop wat vroeg 'n geleentheid kry om 'n aanval te loods vanaf hulle lyn staan af. So kort lyn staan.
So Swartkop will be playing into the wind now. So
they into the wind and as you said earlier, Ryan Smith dictating the game from the base of the scrum with his kicks. He's going to have a feast now if he's going to make use of the wind. Now, as I say that, in the meantime, Tian Newman has joined play. He has taken the scrum off position. Ryan Smith being rested a bit now. Nice tackle by Malcolm Jansen van Rensburg, who also joined play. He has joined play on the side of the scrum, and beautiful pickup now in the 22. The attack from Swartkop, a kick that bounced very awfully for the Kempton defence and collected there. If I saw the man correctly, the number on his back, Dimpo Madisa, who picked up that loose ball, and they've brought play to just a metre from the Kempton try line. And of course, in this area, the next thing that happens is a penalty given away by the defence on the 5 now, about 15 metres in from the side, and it's pick and drive stuff from Swartkop trying to exploit that try line now.
They're just a metre away
Kempton
from the try
Park
line.
wat nou Kempton Park wat lekker koppe ingedruk het daarso, en hulle het strafskop afgeforceer. Die baldraer van Swartkop wat grond toe gegaan het, en dit lyk vir my hy het nooit die bal op die grond gelos nie. Kempton was baie vinnig op die loskram ingewees en het daar probeer om die bal by hom te steel. Hy het nie gelos nie, en daar sien ons nou Temba hoe die wind die skopper help vanaf die doellyn van Kempton. 'n skop wat uitrol daar 5 meter binnekant Kempton se halfgebied. 'n lekker reuse skop om groot verligting vir Kempton te bring. En om alles te kroon kan hulle nou in die lyn staan ingooi ook. Ek dink Swartkop sal hulle self skop wat hulle daai geleentheid nie gebruik het nie. Twee dryfmaalbewegings wat hulle gebring het tot 'n meter vanaf die Kempton doellyn. Die lyn staan op bal wat nou baie mooi bemeester is deur Declan Nel. Hy gaan in die agterlyn af, maar weer eens die hantering wat baie swak is. Die bal kom nie in die hande nie, en nou is skram vir Swartkop nadat daar aangeslaan is in die agterlyn. Lourens van der Merwe wat hom bevind het daar in die agterlyn met 'n bietjie van 'n hanteerfout aan Kempton se kant. Die skram is nou 12 meter binnekant die halfgebied van Kempton. We sien daar die nommer 3 van Swartkop wat nou opgekom het, Ackerman. Brogan Ackerman, nommer 3 vaskop vir Swartkop, kom neem stelling in. Lekker groot seën, en dit lyk my die skram van Swartkop wat daar goed gewen het. Goeie beweging nou vanaf die agterkant van die skram. Kempton wat nou moet wal gooi. Spel is weer eens tot teen aan die doellyn van Kempton. Baie goeie beweging. Shiloh Prince weer met 'n skop na die oorkant. Hierdie bal is in die hande van Swartkop. Hulle bemeester hulle besit mooi, en daar slaan 'n man aan. Ongelukkig die bal wat nie in die hande kan bly nie. Weer eens Temba. Ja, we've spoken about the handling areas. Another golden opportunity for Swartkop, squandered the handling, just dropping them.
But you can see Swartkop, they're playing with a bit more intention now. Their kicks, they've been taking the gamble on the kicks, and they've almost paid off on 2 occasions right in front of the line now. There is a scrum that's going to take place here, and they're going to look to see if they can take advantage of this one and maybe overpower the Kempies, but that's going to happen, and they will kick for. Oh, that is a bizarre kick.
Yeah, that was a bizarre moment in the match. Somehow Kempton getting away with it. It's a 22 dropout.
That's a better kick over there.
14 of Swartkop. Declan Grobelaar collecting the ball in the air, and he's back. He's fullback Reinhard Beyers with an enterprising run. Unfortunately, they cannot capitalize, and they only bring play to within 3 meters of the Kempton Park half. Another 3 replacements for Kempton Park coming onto the field now. Vickers Creer is going to do duty in the front row, and the big Jan Hendrik Buitendag also joining play now. Stoffie having done his part, coming off now, and also Declan Nel. Declan Nel having taken 3 good line-out balls, well done. He's of course our first choice jumper in the number 2 position in the line-out, and he's done well so far.
Still tight. No new points on the score table yet.
Very tight, but certainly Swartkops seem to have come onto the field in the second half with better conviction. Had 2 very good opportunities. We're only 7 minutes into the second half, and already twice they've exploited the try line of Kempton, but unfortunately not capitalizing. Now it's a free kick for and Ari Leroux breaking away very well, bringing play to the 22 of Swartkop. They're recycling that. It's pick and drive stuff by Marco van der Schuyf. He doesn't advance too far. Tian Newman now setting up a new phase. It's coming down the back line with Kwaga Terketi caught in possession. They've just managed to cross the gain line, but now they give away the penalty. They've been holding on too long on the ground and not giving Swartkops their due by releasing the ball on the ground. It's a quick tap and go. They're feeding it down the line, but that's a wild pass going awry, and Swartkop's putting themselves under pressure now. It's a desperate kick downfield.
Is that a knock on? The ref calling an advantage.
Well, Franco van der Walt seems to think it's a knock on, but the referee bringing play back to just in front of the poles of Swartkop. The Swartkop team being offside, and it seems that they could have been offside when that ball was kicked out of their 22 and just never falling back and waiting for the kicker to put them back onside. And the referee applying that law very meticulously. I think there'll be a few viewers or a few supporters on the Swartkop side that will frown on that decision, but we trust the referee. And here's a funny little thing. Armand Leroux with a penalty kick, dropped it over for an easy 3-pointer. It takes the scoreboard to 8 points to 3 now in favour of Kempton Park. And I'll let you know that Ari Leroux is the 8th man, and for an 8th man he doesn't have a too shabby kicking foot on him.
Bizarre as well.
This is typical from junior teams. You never know what to expect. It's always entertaining. Shiloh Prince having started the game again, and it seems that the whistle is not on Swartkop's side now. It's error upon error. Penalty 10 meters inside the Kempton half, and it's that man Ari Leroux again that's going to try and put play deep into the Swartkop's half, and nearly a knock on by the Swartkop's player who caught that ball at the back. Now a very good kick from him, bringing play back into the half of Kempton. It's about 8 meters into the half of Kempton Park. Man at the back for Swartkop's was, if I'm correct, forgive me if I'm wrong, is Reinhard Beyers who juggled that ball. But a good relieving kick now. Once again, just a hold up for some replacements getting the return on the field. We see the return of Josh Meyer. He'll probably go and do service at the back, fullback. JP Roos now getting a deserved break. He hasn't had too many possessional opportunities today. He's also a sinew of a boy, tough and hard, but I think the conditions today just don't favour these two teams. Kempton wat nou spel gaan vat met 'n lyn staan 8 meter binnekant die halfgebied van Kempton. Malcolm Jansen van Rensburg wat gaan ingooi. Malcolm is natuurlik ook 'n hakker, maar hy het vandag al diens gedoen op die kant van die skram, en Malcolm is die ander varkont in die Kempton span. Hy staan vir niks terug nie en is ook taai. Agterlyn nou die agste man van Swartkop, Tinus Oosthuizen, wat homself bevind in Swartkop se agterlyn. Al wat weer uitkom, 2 fase nou deur Swartkops goed besit, maar die bal wat weer eens nie na die hande toe gaan nie en uit oor die kantlyn vorentoe van Swartkops af. Die skeieregter wat vir Kempton vra as kram of lyn staan en Kempton wat vir die lyn staan gaan.
Line out for Kempis. Now they'll look to get the play underway again. Again,
as you can see the flag there by the assistant referee standing stiff in the wind, so the wind definitely playing its part today.
And advantage to Swartkop with the ball in hand now. Let's see if they will be able. But then again, the handling, as we've been saying, but at least this time it looks like it's moved backwards.
Yeah, it's that man Tinus Oosthuizen now. It seems that he's really taking the lead in the Swartkops team. We've seen him a few times run with the ball now. Hy kom uit Shine Prince wat hom laat loop, oorgee, aangee en die bal wat nou aan die oorkant tot by die vleuel gevorder het wat binnekant toe sny. Weer eens die hantering wat hulle in die steek laat en hulle sukkel om oor die voordeellyn te kom. Nou is dit die heel agter wat Reinhard Beyers wat baie goed die span se aanval aangevoer het en dit Swartkop wat oorgaan vir 'n welverdiende 3. Die druk wat hulle toegepas het sover in hierdie tweede helfte, die betaal nou in die vorm van 'n 5-punter wat hulle agter die doellyn van Kempton gaan kuier het. Kempton se manne met die hande op die kop moet nou weer dink oor die spel en van voor af begin. Shiloh Prince wat gaan aanlê vir die ekstra 2 punte en as ek die man se skopvoet so gekyk het en waar die bal gestel word, kan hy vir Swartkops vir die eerste keer in die wedstryd in die voortou sit. Shiloh Prince wat nie 'n oomblik se tyd mors nie, jaag hom tussen die pale deur. Swartkop wat nou die voortou neem 10-8. Timba, yes indeed, it's a tight game and these two teams and schools have been weighing up against each other over the years quite well. I think I'll give the credit to Swartkops who throughout the years managed to pip Kempton Park every year. But the junior teams weighing up very well against each other today. And we see Ryan Smith back on the field. He's going to start playing now, but there's a little bit of a break in play. One of the Swartkop players not happy. Yep. He's on the far side of the field.
Swartkop is come out with more intention in the second half.
Definitely. You've mentioned it before, and their third visit to the 22 of Kempton Park has paid off now in the form of a 7-pointer, well deserved for their efforts throughout the game so far. And with 10 minutes to go in this match, it's still anybody's game.
So as a coach, what do you tell the Kempis boys? What is it that they need to do now? They haven't seemed as confident on the ball.
Well, Tema, we haven't utilized the wind, that's for sure. And I'd like to see us now really get ourselves into the 22 of Swartkop. We've got the wind behind our backs, and to get the pressure going on Swartkop's pressure is turned into points by means of forcing the error on the defending team. We've seen the errors from Kempton's side when Swartkop managed to reach the goal line of Kempton. The third visit, as I said, resulted in 7 points for Swartkop. So it can easily go the other way as well. My advice or my instructions to my team would be keep it in their half, drive them back by means of the long kicks and look for touch and set up a new platform to start an attack from there. Smith starts with a lekker voer kick. Another one that falls in no man's land and forcing an error from Swartkop, a knock on the floor, and the second bite of the cherry from the start off now for Kempton with a scrum about 15 meters into the Swartkop half.
The Woodville kick paid off for him in this instance.
Well, it wasn't Ryan Smith that kicked it, it was him and the wind. So there's the Woodville part in it, if you ask me.
But as you said, I think Ryan Smith is going to be vital in them getting back into this game. If we can keep the pressure on them with the kicks, they've got the wind at their advantage as well. So if they can keep the pressure in the half of Swartkop, they will make errors as well.
That would be my tactic now. Good feed in the scrum. Ari Leroux picks up at the back and gains about 10 metres downfield. Ryan Smith now, it's Vaughan with a brilliant run, a fantastic break to dot down in the corner. Vaughan Fouchier seeing the gap and taking it. What a beautiful try, Vaughan. The ball going to hand. Fantastic to see some enterprising running by the boys. Luckily, the wind holding back, because I'm thinking the wind is to blame for the handling areas at the back. But this time, a fantastic launch from that scrum platform. Ari Leroux picking up at the back, making the 10 metres, setting up another phase. Then Ryan Smith, the combination of Ryan Smith and Vaughan Fouchier, with Vaughan seeing the gap, running through and dotting down in the corner for a 5-pointer.
That's a beautiful play.
Yeah, it's a seesaw now with the lead changing hands. Kempton now 13-10 with the conversion to come. And hopefully this is the last 10 minutes or 7 minutes that every person in rugby is hoping for now. Let's hope that we're going to see some nice running rugby, the ball sticking to the hands, and phases being set up so that we can see some good build-ups to score trying opportunities.
Ryan Smith looks like he's also going to go for the drop kick, and it goes a bit wide. There's too much of the wind, obviously, this time not in their favor. But that was a good response. That's the type of response we were expecting or looking for from Kempis, and they did exactly that. You know, they had the ball, played it wide.
Beautiful, beautiful. It's a moment to be proud of, and this is what rugby is about. You build your opportunities, you create your attacking opportunities, you start on a platform, and that was brilliantly done with a good scrum that won Kempton the possession. The restart now from Swartkop's didn't go the necessary 10 metres, and the option being put to Kempton, and they want to start with a scrum on the centre line. You see JP Lewis now joining play again. In the front row now for Kempton is Marco van der Schuyf on the loose head. On the tight head is Vickers Creer. Vickers Creer is also a little flower that's waiting to open, and he's starting to enjoy his rugby now as well this year, I'm thinking, and he's a strong lad. We just need to work on fitness. Marco van der Schuyf is a little bull terrier himself. Let's see how the scrum goes. Can they win Swartkop in the scrum again with this one? So they do indeed. The Swartkop scrum cannot hold up. Ryan Smith with a dab ahead. The winger Swartkop's Declan Grobelaar now kicking ahead after Ryan Smith's little enterprising kick, and they caught now under pressure, and Swartkop's doing brilliantly well to force an error from Kempton's side on the 22, and they immediately opt to kick for goal. This will bring Swartkop's back into the game to draw the scores level.
Absolutely. I mean, at this range, this man has got a foot and a half on him, but he's got the wind.
They've changed their mind now.
Oh, they're going for the play.
Well, they want the 5-pointer. It's that 8th man again, Tinus Oosthuizen, with a good run, winning them some territory 10 metres into the 22. It's going down the back line of Swartkop's now. The fullback, Reinhard Beyers, again into the mix of things, and he's brought his team to about 15 metres, 10 metres to go to the Kempton try line. Scrum daar nadat Kempton lyk my 'n teerfout begaan het, en Swartkop's nog steeds op die aanval nou. Hierdie is die platform waarvan 'n mens praat in rugby. Baie gulde geleentheid vir Swartkop's nou om van hier af aan te val en te kyk of hulle 'n 5-punter kan aanteken. Sterk skram deur Kempton. Hy gaan bietjie op voor, maar agtertel Tinus Oosthuizen op. Af in die lyn kom hy nou. En die man wat daar in die middel van die veld trap word in besit van Swartkops, Jan van den Berg. Dan kom hy weer na die hoofkant van die veld. Weer 'n fase opgesit deur Swartkop. Dis weer Tinus Oosthuizen lyk dit vir my die agste man bring spel 2 meter vanaf die doellyn van Kempton Park. Swartkop nou sterk op die aanval. Dis pick and drive en oorgaan hy vir 'n 3. Wel gedaan Swartkop. Die volgehoue druk het nou afbetaal. En dit lyk vir my die man wat daar opgestaan het, wat die 3 gedruk het, man met die kopband.
That was a good play there.
Dis tussen Tinus Oosthuizen
The number 12.
Dis nou wat gebeur as jy nie die manne ken nie.
That was a very good play again. Good response. They opted not to kick and
Yes,
go for the
indeed.
5 point, and it paid off.
In conditions like these, it's better to keep possession in the hands. Any kick can go awry. Shaila Prince have now added the 2 points. He's got an educated boot, easy enough kick. Takes Swartkops into a 17 points to 13 lead now with 2 minutes to go. In my opinion, still anybody's game.
Yep.
We've seen how play has gone from one side to the other. And what I've said moments after the second half started is what I'd like to see my team to do now is keep playing the 22 of Swartkops and launch the attack from there. Tinus Oosthuizen collecting the ball on the 22 line for Swartkops now. He makes 15 meters upfield and he's passed a nice chicken wing pass to the number 12 of Swartkops. Comes out for a second phase. It's right on the touchline now and the Swartkops team being escorted out on the 20 or the halfway line, just inside the halfway line. And Kempton now having the opportunity to launch the attack from the halfway line. It's a tall order. We've got on the clock a minute to go, and Dion Mulligan is going to feed this line out. It doesn't go to hand, but in the back is JP Roos. JP Roos having collected that ball. Ryan Smith now with a kick from the base of the loose scrum, but the referee calling for offside play on the Swartkop side. It seems that they advanced too quickly whilst the line-out was still on, which means that the Kempton Park team has gained 10 meters in the process. The back line, of course, cannot come up, advance, not until the line-out is done, and Ryan Smith is going to aim for that corner.
So we're into the final minute.
Takes play into about 12 meters outside, 12 meters from the try line of Swartkop. They've got the line out to launch their attack. Officially time is up on the clock, so this would be the last throw of the dice. It's a full line out by Kempton. Dion Mulligan with a feed, Declan with an excellent take, and a big strong drive by Kempton, but somehow it goes to ground. They've regrouped a little bit. Now it's on the ground and they're looking for that second phase. It's pick and drive stuff. Selfe wat Swartkops gedoen het toe hulle nou hulle 3 gedruk het, optel en dryf. Maar daar kom die hanteerfout. Dis 'n aanslaan agter die loskram. En meneer Heinrich de Klerk het gesê dit is die laaste gooi van die dobbelsteen gewees in hierdie wedstryd met Swartkops wat verlang in die wedstryd agtergeloop het, wat hierdie wedstryd wen met 17-13, wel gedaan aan Swartkop. Ek dink ons het 'n goeie rugby wedstryd gesien. Themba, yes, all the elements that you would want to see except for rain.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, it was a tough encounter, as you can see. But it was a good game. I think the second half was so much more open, although the handling errors did keep on creeping up. But in general, it was definitely a good game to watch, and we're going to be moving to the next game. So thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll be looking at the next stage.
Dankie vir die geleentheid, Themba. Thank you for holding my hand here in the commentary box. Swartkop baie geluk onder 15s wat wen 17-13. Ek dink ons kan tevrede wees met 'n goeie wedstryd wat ons sopas gesien het.